This is the iPad mini 7, and I've had it for more than a week now. Now, I've got mostly positive thoughts about it, but there are a couple things that I still wish Apple did implement into this iPad mini, but they didn't. Now, the chipset, the A17 Pro in the past week, has been phenomenal. I mean, it's tackled everything. I've thrown it at ease. I've mainly been watching YouTube videos. Now, Final Cut Pro is available on the iPad mini, so if this is going to be your editing machine, then there you go, you have Final Cut Pro now. There was LumaFusion, there still is, but now if you want to switch over to Final Cut Pro, you have that. I've yet to try it in the past week. I haven't really tried it yet, so I can't really comment about it, but watching YouTube videos on this is great. I use it for Notion with as an external monitor. I have my bullet points for videos like this, whether it be long form or short form videos. So that's also been great. I've been using it for browsing the web. I've been using it for social media. I've been using it to play around with Procreate and continue dabbling into making wallpapers. And if you want to check out this wallpaper, it's called Illusions 2.0. And shout out to Walking Wake and Mega Charizard X. Nonetheless, this A17 Pro, you're not going to have any issues with the performance. I'll tell you that, especially if you're going to pick this up mainly for content consumption, watching videos or playing games. Call of Duty Mobile, for example, is great on this. You're not going to have any issues. Apple Pencil Pro support is here. Now, I'm kind of bummed out that it doesn't support the Apple Pencil 2, and in a sense, I guess it does make sense. But here's what I have to say. Pencil Pro, A17 Pro, but it's not an iPad mini Pro. So it's starting to get these Pro-like things, but it's still not, I mean, we're not going to get an iPad mini Pro. I really don't think Apple's going to release one. I feel like the demographic for an iPad mini Pro is just super small. And even, for example, if you're on Twitter and you see a lot of people like myself talk about how great the iPad mini lineup is and how we want an iPad mini Pro, we probably won't get it. Anyway, the camera, I don't even use it. Like, I didn't use it on my iPad mini 6. I don't use it on my iPad mini 7. That's what I have to say. Now, they did add Smart HDR4, but again, if you're gonna pick this up as your main camera, you know, it might matter to you, but for me, I don't use the camera. I don't scan documents or any of that stuff. Although you can do those things, but for me, I don't use it. Apple Intelligence is available on the iPad mini, at least like I don't have it right now on my iPad mini 7 at the time of this recording. But Apple has been kind of shifting all of their products to support Apple Intelligence. And this does include 8 gigs of RAM now and a starting storage of 128 gigs. And they have a 512 gig model as well. But the fact that they doubled their storage from the predecessor from 4 gigs to 8 gigs now, it's a good upgrade. And it makes sense for Apple Intelligence. They did the same thing with their Macs, upgraded from 8 to 16 as the base. So they're really trying to push all of their products to work with Apple Intelligence. And it does make sense, but I mean, they're marketing so much and yet it's still not going to be available. It wasn't even available on day one with the iPhones. It wasn't available on day one with the iPad minis. And even when it started rolling out for the iPhones, it's small parts. It's not the entirety of Apple Intelligence. That's just my take. But again, I kind of wish they either waited a little bit for the entire rollout of Apple Intelligence or kind of made it or kind of released it earlier. But again, that's just my thoughts. The faster USB-C port is there if you need it. I don't really use it at the time of this recording, at least. I kind of want to dabble into mobile editing and stuff, but for right now, I've kind of stayed on the side and just been using it strictly for content consumption and just scripting and taking bullet points and using it for Procreate, making wallpaper, stuff like that. There is faster Wi-Fi 6E, so you know that's a plus. It's good if people are going to hold on to this for a little bit longer. Now, I didn't pick up the cellular model. There is an option for that, but it's only eSIM only, so do keep that in mind. I decided to keep with the Wi-Fi. Everywhere I go has Wi-Fi. If I need to connect on the go, I just use my phone's mobile hotspot. Although working on my Tesla Volt channel, we're super close to 1,000 subscribers. Definitely be sure to check it out if you haven't already. I got a lot of unique different ideas coming out on there. And one of the things I want to do is pick up a Starlink and kind of use it for on the go and for other projects that I have in mind. So that way, wherever I go, this will still have Wi-Fi. I don't need to use my phone's hotspot. So just wanted to point that out there. And the one thing I do like is the iPad mini inscription on the back. So it's nice to see that they finally put that there. And The color, yeah, I mean, it's like a super light blue. I'm not a fan of the iPad mini 7 colors this time around. The display, I'll put it this way. I've been using it indoors, so it hasn't been too much of an issue, but if you're going to be using this outdoors, 500 nits of peak brightness isn't the greatest, and 120 hertz, I mean, I really wish it was here, but it's not going to, and I wish it was OLED. And apparently the next iPad mini, whenever that comes out, is going to have OLED, which is great, but I really do hope it becomes an iPad mini Pro type of thing, which, like I said, it's probably not going to happen, but I really do hope it happens. Another thing is they included the A17 Pro chipset, which is the chipset from 2023, the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. So they didn't even include the A18, which I was actually expecting. If they released a new iPad mini this year, it would have been the base A18 chipset, but they didn't do that, and they went with A17 Pro. Now, I'm not saying that chipset is bad because it's been tackling everything. I've thrown it at ease, but I still would have liked to see just the most up-to-date chipset. Now, up until this point, you realize I haven't discussed about jelly scrolling because it really wasn't an issue with the iPad mini 6, and I use my iPad mini in landscape mode more often. But there's also this too. There are just some people who can see that jelly scroll with the naked eye, and just some who can. And for me, I can't really see. And since I guess it's more noticeable if you don't use it in landscape mode, but I don't really use it like this too often. I'm always in landscape mode, so it's not an issue to me. However, apparently it is still there. But in my use case, I haven't really noticed it that much. Like, I really have to kind of pay super close attention and kind of nitpick, and then I start to see it a little bit. But on, like, when I'm scrolling right now, just on a day-to-day basis, other than this video, I won't be thinking about jelly scrolling. It's not a problem for me. But I still wish, for those who had that issue of not wanting to pick it up because of that, and it's still there, I wish Apple did fix it. Maybe just add an OLED display, 120 hertz, make it an iPad mini Pro. I don't know, shrink the bezels, add a larger display or a larger battery. And on the topic of battery, it's been pretty good battery life. Granted, it's a day one device, so it's still brand new. It has 100% battery health, and it has the efficiency of the A17 Pro, so it's going to perform much better than its predecessor. And it's been lasting me all day. Standby time is phenomenal. I'll lose like 1% maybe like every day. So there's that too. And just the use case has been great. Like, if you're going to use it for watching videos, it's going to last you all day, no issues whatsoever. So I'm happy with the battery life. It's not going to be like iPad Pro like battery. It's not battery champ by any means, but it's definitely good, and it will last you all day. Although I still wish it had a thicker chassis to equate for a physically larger battery. The speakers on it do get pretty loud. Touch ID, I don't use Touch ID. I had it on my previous iPad mini 6, but I didn't really have a need to, so I don't use it on my iPad mini 7. I kind of wish, since I'm using a landscape, there's Face ID. Then I'd probably use it because I just swipe up and it already unlocks anyway. Whereas, like, I don't know, I feel like it's easier for me to just like swipe up rather than bring my finger here and kind of tap on it and then unlock it and stuff like that. So for me, Touch ID is, you know, I think more of an iPhone type of thing, and I kind of wish they brought it to the iPhone, but it looks like they're not going to. Anyway, the past week has been great. It's been great. Now, would you pick it? Would I recommend picking it up? It all depends on what you are looking for. If you really want a mini tablet, this is going to be that tablet. But if there's some things that are holding you back, and it can be that jelly scrolling or the fact that it doesn't have 120 hertz or whatever it is, even the price point, $499, may be a little bit too much. I guess either you kind of pass on the iPad mini, or if it's just a price point, you look at its predecessor, or you wait until this iPad mini goes on sale, and it probably will in the next couple months. So definitely be sure to stay out on the lookout. But I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, definitely be sure to superman that like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out our channel out a lot, and will help push my content out to more people. And also, we are super close to getting to our goal of 45,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. Definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. That's been it from me, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.